All right, so if your webinar is not converting, stop and tune in. My name is Dakisha Williams, your webinar queen, and I pride myself for helping entrepreneurs create consistent cash flow using client enrollment systems in their business for the last 14 years. But right now, I want to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes talking to you about what possibly could be happening in your presentation that is causing it not to convert. Okay. So, first and foremost, and I see this a lot of times when people are using templates that are provided to them in coaching programs, no shade, no tea. And you take the template and then you plug in your information into this template. But what I also see is that we start moving and shifting things because we don't really understand why this is on the slide. Why is it before this particular slide? So if you start shifting things, it can take you off the educational and emotional journey in which a signature presentation is created to really do. And so, first and foremost, you want to create the connection at the beginning of your presentation. And so it creates the relevance. And so I remember I had one lady ask me, she said, "Are you going to talk about yourself for the first 15 or 20 minutes?" I was like, I don't know about 15, 20, but yes, I'm going to introduce myself and let you know why am I qualified to speak to you about this particular topic. And that's basically what we are doing. And so in your in the first piece of your presentation, which is what I call the connection, this is where you're building a connection with your audience. This is letting them know that you understand where they are, what they're going through, and how you can help them by solving their problem. And so a lot of times you'll see people sharing their journey. They're sharing their journey because they want you to understand that I get it. I've been there. I was you. And this is why I know exactly what you're feeling. I know exactly what you're experiencing in this moment. And then I'm going to show you that pivotal point in my career in which I realized, wait, this solution right here can solve your problem, like can solve your immediate problem. We can help you get to where you want to be by implementing this solution, right? And so that's what the connection is for. And I think a lot of people miss that point. And so if you are really not creating the relevance in your content, if they're not able to see themselves in you, and if you're not speaking the language that resonates with them, you're going to lose them right in the beginning. I know for me, one of the things that really aligns me with my audience is when I start to talk about my story about how I left corporate America 2011, and I'm still on leave of absence. Hashtag longest leave ever. And I say that because I went on leave of absence so that I could be present for my children. They were 5 and 11 when I started this business. They are now 20 and 26. Okay, so it's been a long journey. But there are so many women who see themselves in that story, who want to leave, who want to walk away from corporate America, who have a family, who wants to be there for their family. Their children are in sports. You guys know my kids are in sports. Well, one is graduated by now, and then my son is still in sports. But my audience has sports. They're missing out on key moments with their children, whether they're 2 or 22, because they have to clock in. So by me sharing my experience and my journey, it immediately creates a connection with that particular audience. So that's the first thing. You have to create the connection with them. Then, and we made this mistake too. And so it's the problem mismatch. We made this mistake early last year where we were promoting a topic, right? So we were promoting a topic, but our audience wasn't quite there. And so we were naming the workshop how to, what was it, 10K workshops. And nobody was really like biting, okay? And maybe they didn't see themselves making 10K, or was it 10K a month, or just one time 10K? Like the message wasn't really clear. As soon as we changed the name, as soon as we started talking or creating content around how to enroll more clients into your signature program, that's really where the ad took off, the registrations took off, the show up rate took off, and it was all behind that small tweak of language. I just did another video, and you can find it on YouTube. I just did another video that talks about the importance of languaging and language in your content, and making sure that you're speaking to the pain points that your audience has. All right. So that's the second thing. And then a lot of times you got to have case studies and proof. So one of my phenomenal speaker trainers, Dr. Ruben West, he used to say this all the time. And when he said it, I used to be like, what does he mean by that? But Dr. West used to always say, if I say it, I said it. If you say it, then it's true. Let me back that up and say that one more time. So he used to say, if I say it, I said it. If they say it, then it's true. Or if you say it, then it's true. And I used to be like, well, what does that mean? And then I realized I can tell you how great I am with helping you put in a client enrollment system where you're enrolling clients every single month consistently in your business. I can tell you that until my eyes turn blue, and they are not blue. Okay. But if one of my clients comes to you and has a conversation with you and they tell you, oh my God, by working with Dakisha, I was putting pieces of software together and putting tech pieces together, couldn't figure it out, didn't really have my offer, but I literally spent 11 hours with Dakisha in her 2-day accelerator. And by the time I walked away, my whole tech stack was done. My webinar presentation plus the slides were done. And I actually had the date for my webinar done. You're going to be like, wait, what? Hold up. Who is this Dakisha? If I say it, I said it. If you say it, then it's true. Or if they say it, then it's true. So one of the things that you have to work on is really getting case studies and testimonials. You have to have social proof, and especially now. People are taking a longer time to make financial decisions, especially in this space, you guys. And so they have to know that they can trust you. They have to know that you can help them solve the problem that they have, because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you now, they have spent a lot of money on people making a lot of promises in this space. And then the last thing that I wanted to speak about was getting to the root of the problem. So in our 2-day accelerator, one of the things we talk about is surface level problems and then soul level problems. And so a lot of times marketing speaks to the surface level. Surface is what you can see. The soul is what you cannot see. Come on now. Now we have to speak to the things that they're not telling us, and that's the soul. And a lot of times there's a disconnect, subconscious. So they may not necessarily be aware that they're doing this. These could be self-sabotaging activities or behaviors that they're implementing, and they don't even realize that they're doing this self, like procrastination. So for all of you all that have been talking or watching all of my videos, watching all my content, and you still not out here doing a conversion event, I'm talking about the soul. Like, what's keeping you from doing that in conversion event? Okay, I digress. But that's what it's all about. And so we need to make sure that we get down to the soul. We need to make sure that we get down below the surface. Like, we have to go beyond what they're telling us and get down to what they're not telling us. All right. So I hope that has helped. And so I'm giving away a scorecard. Can't believe I'm doing this again, but I'm giving away a scorecard. So for my people that are already implementing your workshops, your webinars, I have a scorecard where you can build the data so that you can know where to make the adjustments as you continue to implement your client enrollment system. So all you have to do is comment scorecard below, and we will DM you our scorecard so that you can collect data. All right. My name is Dakisha Williams, your webinar strategist. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you guys next time.